So I work with a Jamaican woman who all week long has very clearly been going through it, worrying about the impact that Hurricane Melissa will have on all her family members back home. My company is very diverse. My company is very, very, very diverse. But in my specific department, there are only about 4 or 5 Black people. So I'm trying to make it a priority to check up on her, see how she's doing. So I talked to her a few days ago. She said she was worried because she wasn't able to establish contact with her family. The day after that, she let me know that she was going to be logging off a little early because she had a headache. And today when I went to message her to see if she was finally able to make contact with her family, she had her out of office on. So all of this is indicating that she is having a very natural physiological response to the stress that she is under, despite not being in Jamaica, not being in the disaster zone, not necessarily like physically being impacted by the hurricane, but by proxy, being very impacted by the hurricane. And I'm talking about this because I'm seeing 2 very different realities play out in front of me. And it's moments like this that you realize what privilege truly is. So on the one hand, I have my colleague who is having a physical response to the stress that she is under right now, being a member of the Caribbean diaspora up here in Canada, trying to find a way to support her family through this disaster and devastation. And then I'm seeing my colleagues celebrate the Blue Jays being in the World Series. And this is no dig on them because this doesn't hit home for them in the way that it hits home for someone like my colleague or someone like me who, because I have Caribbean family members, because I have Caribbean people in my social circle, because I have Caribbean people on my social media, I'm being fed the content of, okay, here's the donation drive. Here's a link that you can donate. We're having this drop-off center that you can come and bring, bags of donations to and whatnot. They don't have that because it's not really geographically relevant to them. It's not personally relevant to them. So trust me, I get it. But as I said, all of this gets me thinking about what privilege truly looks like. I think so many times people think that privilege is growing up in a rich family, growing up in a 2-parent family, being left a hefty inheritance, getting a job interview because you're white, not being followed around a store. All of those are examples of privilege. But I think one of the greatest privileges is the ability to celebrate the Blue Jays making it to the World Series amidst one of the worst hurricanes in recent history. I watched the 12-minute clip that Andrew Holness posted, and I used to work in news. I used to live stream hurricane damage like as it was unfolding because people loved to see just how bad a hurricane was. Don't ask me why. I've been there for Milton. I was there for Florence. I've seen some things. But that footage that I saw of St. Elizabeth, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And privilege is not having that image in your mind. Privilege is not having a physical response over the concern that you have for your family back home. Privilege is being able to show up to work fully, do your full shift, be fully present in what you're doing. Because you're not worried about how you guys are going to fix the roof on your family home that your family still lives in back in Jamaica. So please check in on your Jamaican colleagues. Check in on them. What can I do? Where can I donate? How can I support? And if you don't have the means to contribute monetarily, I think it is so important to have culturally competent leadership that says, you need a day off because you're having a physical response to this? Absolutely. Don't worry about that. Let me know what you need me to take over. if you have privilege, now is the time to lend it.